Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammadi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. So this what we're going to present, it's for majority, if not everyone, should be aware of, which are the lataif practices. Now, the initial presentation which our teacher have shown, this journey as you can see in front of you, these are the stations that you travel in Salah, which we'll practice. But also as a methodology to begin, as we did yesterday and the day before, we begin with the lataif practices. So as you can see, those 7 ones, we're going to practice them. So be it in a shorter version. So what we'll do normally is we'll sit as though we're going to pray, for example, line up in saf, and then one person will lead, and very quickly in a short space of time we'll go through each of the 7 ones. And then after that, inshallah, it will be transferred. But I think we thought it's important just to do a recap so that we all know that they understand the colors, or if there's any questions to be asked. Because in private one-to-one setting, in private one-to-one setting, one-to-one meetings, we come across that there's still outstanding questions regarding the lataif and the transfer and so on and so forth. So we thought there's an opportunity after this you can ask. So then when we do practice, for example, in before the salah or any other muraqabah, you're more clear. So quickly I'd like to go through these so you're aware. So rather than me just talking and going through it, I think I want some answers and responses from you. So the as you can see, the red one, which is below the navel. So who can tell me, anyone remember the name of it? Okay, that's fine. But there were names mentioned as well from the last ones. Okay? So if I show you the red one below the navel, the names are mentioned. So this is known as the latifa of the desire in there. So then after that, then there's the orange one, as you can see there. Where is the orange one? But the Tanim. Yeah? The why I said this because these questions are asked by us in private setting. So it's quite obvious to you, but they ask you, where is navels? Navel is where? Do you want to show us where the navel is? Maybe stand up and show them so. Belly button. Yeah, thank you. It's obvious. I know you might think it's silly, but believe me, these questions have been asked, so we have to make sure. So the next one is where? Brother Qadir. Which is? Oh, someone to help you there, mashallah. So the next one is, although it seems quite slightly higher in the picture, is actually in the stomach area, if you can see. Stomach area, so it's very important. So I want you to visualize where these are. This is each color, the yellow one. So the next one is the green one. It's in the chest area, right in the middle of your chest. After that, the light blue. Light blue is in throat area. Okay? And the next one, it shows as though between your eyes or your face. So it's shown here, a forehead between the eyes. That's the dark blue or indigo, or you can say it as dark blue here. And the final one, the crown one. This is the crown one. Now, who remembers what that means? We did discuss that. Ustad Sajid has mentioned. Okay, I think you've been staying with Ustad for too long. Anyone else? Brother Amr, I like to choose you every time. The reason why I ask, it has a significance as well. So this one, white one, is the crown one, is known as the latifa of the connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those are the 7. So each time from now on when Ustad refers to one latifa, then you know which one they're referring to. Just quickly, any questions in this? Still unsure of? Then we're happy to take questions now. Okay, this is the side view or cross section, as you can see. Are we all clear on this, everyone? Okay, mashallah, good. So this is the cross section shown here. And now what happens is, when we begin the process of latifa. So basically, before we start, I'm not going to go through all the adhkars we do, for example, like intention, then the protection adhkars. We do all that anyway. You should know this. Then the startup adhkars. After all this, we do the 3 muraqabas of the 3 thoughts, that humbleness, shukr, and reliance. What we do is start with the first one, which is the white latifa on top. So as you breathe in with your nose, light is entering through your head and going all the way down, obviously going through your lataif naturally. So this is as you breathe in, okay? So I'm going to slightly skip some of this. And then what you do is you breathe out with your mouth. Now keep it very simple. There's nothing complicated. Another frequently asked questions we have is, I find it all overwhelming. I have to think about so many things. It is not. I know each and every one of you are far more intelligent and you can do things more than this. This is a very, very easy process because we're already doing this every single moment in our life, which is breathing in and breathing out. The only thing we are saying is just imagine the light is entering from the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from your head, going all the way down, and then as you exhale, breathe out with your breath, all your worries, all your difficulties, anything that's bothering you, you're all releasing it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So from now on, I'm not going to go to the details of the slides, but I want to keep it very simple and easy to remember. That's why the visual aid is present. Normally, if you explain this ladder to anyone else verbally, then people find it quite easy to understand. But we've got the visual aid here as well. Okay, so then you breathe out slowly. I'm going to skip that. Then after that, then the ustaz who's leading the session, he said the light changes in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the heavens. And then you take a deep breath in with your nose. And the light comes down, goes through your nose, goes all the way down. And where the red latifa is, again, below the navel, it enters at that point. And then as you breathe out, the light leaves from the back, as you can see in the picture. I think we're going to have another cross-section image, so make sure that to understand this well. Likewise, very similarly, we move on to another thing I would like to share here. This is from my personal introduction again. I spoke to one person just a short while ago, and they're saying they find this hard. So I said to them, why do you find it hard? They said, well, it's hard to imagine all the light going through and everything else. It's very complicated. So I said, can you not imagine the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And the person said, no, I cannot imagine. And I thought it's strange. Everyone can imagine everything. And if I describe you something now, you can imagine it. Yes, I can follow. So why is that person saying you find it hard to imagine? So I give you an example. Can you imagine a rainbow? He goes, yes, that's easy. Oh, that's good. We're on the path now. So I said, can you imagine one of the rainbow? It's got 7 colors there. Can you imagine yellow color there or red color? Yeah, of course I can. Why is that hard? Okay, I said, can you imagine the name Allah come from the rainbow? Oh, yes, I can. So then I said, there you go. You can imagine. But the thing is, well, they're expecting some kind of spiritual opening to happen. It's very simple. You just simply imagine the name Allah. Let the mind do the work. Nothing hard about it. So then after that, we're going to move on to, we say, for example, the yellow one. Skip some of this. We go to the yellow one. Same process. You breathe in with your nose. The light enters through your nose from the name Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, flows down, and where the yellow latifa is, in the stomach, navel region, it enters, and then as you breathe out, the light leaves from the back. Similarly again, with the orange one, then the yellow one, next one, in the stomach area, then the green one in the chest area, then the throat one, which is the light blue latifa, then the dark blue latifa, which is in your on your forehead, and as you breathe out, the light leaves from the back of the head. And then finally again, we go back to the white one, which is the white latifa, which is top of our head. As you breathe in, it enters from the front, and as you breathe out, it leaves from the back. So far, are we all clear? Any questions, please just put your hand up if you're still not clear of this. Because we want to make sure it's not about we just doing a presentation for the sake of doing it, but the fact is that you're all clear. If you want to ask any questions, please take this opportunity now and do ask. If you want someone to explain, translate, then we got people who can translate into Urdu, Danish, American, Canadian, if you want as well, inshallah. Yes, brother. Arabic, mashallah. Thank you, shukran. Anyone from here, you want to ask a question? Yes, sure. Sorry? Yes. Yeah, direct, that's correct, that's right. Yeah, direct. As is shown in the picture, if I just go back, so as you can see, when it comes to the dark blue, it directly goes through. Yeah, you breathe in, it enters through your forehead. As you breathe out, it leaves. Yeah, same with the dark blue and the white one as well. Okay, as is shown in the image. So very easy. That's why the image is there, mashallah. So these are the questions we like to hear, because sometimes you think I know, and then it comes to the process, you get confused. Oh, shall I do it this way or that way? We'd rather we clarify these things now, mashallah. Thank you for that, Sidi. Inshallah. Anyone else from this side? Okay, mashallah, good. Yes. Okay. Okay, so basically, when we get a chance, obviously it's time for Maghrib Salah very soon. When we do practice this here, you'll see that we do it at a much shorter time span than you do normally when you sit down and do it by your own self. So you get to learn that once you're prolific, that's why I'm repeating this. You have to, when you become prolific and you can do this well, then for Salah, you can shorten it. For example, a minute each or even half a minute each. And that's why it is advised that you should go early in the masjid, do your sunnah, practice this, so that you're really ready for your farad salah. That's another wisdom behind why you should go early in the masjid as well. But then with practice, if you do it regularly, you better you get, then you don't have to spend that much time to transfer. So in this retreat, if you do it well and practice it, then by end of the retreat, you'll find that you have got the skill now to do it in a quicker rate as well, inshallah. Okay, thanks for that question. So I'm going to quickly go through that. So then what happens is you breathe in after the white crown latifa, the light comes down from the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it goes all the way down as you breathe in, then you breathe out, the light goes back up. All 7 lataif are activated, as you can see, in multicolor fashion. So you keep breathing in and out, and all this process taking place. Then what do you feel? Your body is getting lighter and lighter. Even if you do not physically feel it, doesn't matter. Imagine that your body getting lighter and lighter. So I'll skip some of this as well. So body getting lighter, and then slowly the body disappears. Your physical body as though it's disappeared, it's not there. Then you continue to breathe in and out, and the light is flowing up and down. And then one by one, your lataif, each latifa one by one gets disappeared as well. As you can see, you can see that before it was there, and now it's gone. So only thing is left is your breath inside. The light is going up and down, and your spirit inside you. Then what you do is imagine your mirror image of yourself, which is a spiritual body. So this is again another question we have. So I'm actually going through the frequently asked questions because we receive it all the time. So it's not about doing just a presentation because Ustad Sajid has already done so. Another question. I cannot imagine my spiritual body. Yes, is that true? Anyone had this question? You're nodding your head, mashallah. Yes, do you want to mention? Okay. So I'm actually thinking what you're thinking now. No, only joking. And mentioning this because brothers do approach us because they feel shy doing it in a public like this gathering. But one-to-one they say, oh, I find it hard to imagine my body self. Again, I make it a very easy task. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? When was the last time you did so? Today, mashallah, you can see yourself there. Yeah, exactly like that. You just see another person of yourself in front of you at that stage. That's all is required for this purpose. Is that clear? You reckon you can do this now? Imagine that? Yeah, okay, that's good, mashallah. So in this here, people get into tangled, think that, I cannot see myself in the mirror. Just a mirror image of yourself or another twin brother if you have one. You're looking at him, for example. Okay? And then what you do is you continue to take a deep breath. And then the ustaz who's leading it said, now, inshallah, you will take the final breath, the golden breath, and you transfer. And there goes something like this. And you all do it at the same time as well. And you transfer that, your spirit, your breath, onto the mirror image in front of you. The person, the spiritual body in front of you. And now, alhamdulillah, you have transferred. Any questions on this? Because many people have this question. I don't know how to transfer, or I get stuck. Yes, brother.
Eyes open or eyes shut. The thing is, what we're trying to imagine, we have eyes open or shut. So, in Salah, you should have your eyes open.
No, we practice this before the Salah. So, sorry. You said something? Okay, so you actually practice it with your eyes closed because you're not in Salah, you're before this. This has happened before. We sat in a row 5 minutes before, like I was answering that brother here, 5 minutes before that we go through this process so they can have your eyes closed. It helps you to focus as well when your eyes are closed, inshallah. Any other question on this transfer part? Yes? Okay, I've got Ustad Ejaz will explain to you in Urdu that he just simply, yeah. Punjabi can mention.
अच्छा ये है ना कि जो आपका जो माइंड है ना, आपकी आंखें बंद होते हैं ना, तो ये जो अंदर वाली आंख है ना उसके साथ आपने देखना है. ये तो बंद हो जाए, आप सब कुछ काला हो जाएगा ना, तो जो अंदर वाली आंख है ना, इनर आई जो है, उसके साथ आपने ये देखना है.
So yeah, I think you understand English as well, I believe, yeah. So simply, okay, close your eyes now. Can you see me? Imagine me here. Yes? Can you imagine me in front of you now? Okay, okay. Can you imagine yourself? You're looking at the mirror. Can you see yourself in the mirror? Okay. So this is the practice do. Just stand in the mirror and look at yourself and close your eyes and see if you can imagine yourself. That's the task. If you do that, then you can do this, inshallah, quite easily. Is that easy to understand? Ji? Okay, thank you. Any other questions on this? Yes, brother? Okay, you can stand up and then you can hear it better. Mm-hmm. You know, there are reasons behind this happens. Like the brother is saying that when he transfers and with the golden breath onto the spiritual body, he feels as though your heart is palpitating. Yeah, there's a shift. He physically feels the shift. So that's because the brother has been doing it for a while and he's quite experienced at it. So when you do it well, sometimes you can see the effect happening in your physical body as well. So sometimes you do it so well and so used to it, the side effect or the good effect of that is you see that in your body that there's some movement happening. Some people say, I feel tingling on my toes or my hands. It's not necessary. Don't go after these things, but sometimes you can feel it without you having any control over it. So that just shows that something is really definitely taking place in your case, inshallah. Okay. Now quickly moving on, we're about 5 minutes before Maghrib Salah. After this, once you transferred with the golden breath and go onto our spiritual body, the mirror image of yourself. Uncle? Yeah. When you transfer and go to your mirror image of yourself, the straight away, what's the instruction the ustad give you then? Finding your teacher. Is that quite easy thing to do or not? Who said very easy? Put your hand up, please. Okay, very good, mashallah. Now, many people I know, they have approached me and other ustads as well. They're saying that they see blank, they cannot see the teacher. Now, one thing I might want to make easy for you, you're not looking for any mystical teacher here, okay? It's nothing something like you will descend and say, I am your teacher, come to me. Nothing like this. No, really, because some people expect that. Literally, the teacher we refer to here is Hazrat Sheikh Ahmed Dabbar, who just sat here. In this very chair. You just have to imagine him next to you. That's the only thing you have to do. Nothing any spectacular or mythical about this. Simply, you imagine the physical form of the teacher. So imagine this is the teacher here. Our Ustad, brother Ejaz, Qari Ejaz, yeah? If I were to say, close your eyes now, brother Imran, close your eyes. Can you see brother Ejaz here? Ustad Ejaz, yeah? Uncle, can you close your eyes and see Ustad Ejaz here? Okay, mashallah, you probably have some kind of spiritual experience already. But you can imagine, right? You can imagine Ustad Ejaz, yes or no? Yeah? Inshallah. Take. So, inshallah, like this, you should simply have to imagine the teacher in physical form, sat next to you or at the front. When it comes to Salah, imagine the teacher is at the front as an imam about to lead the Salah. That's all you have to imagine when we say, find your teacher. So remember, don't make things complicated. The whole path is made easy for you and I and every one of us. So keep it simple. If you had said, oh, it's going to be a mystical teacher will come down, then you have to think about that. But here we have not said anything like this. So that's it really. I don't want to go anymore because these are some of the things that I've been asked these questions. And people are literally pulling their hair out, saying that, oh, I cannot see what's wrong with me. And I say that sometimes it's nothing wrong with you. Maybe you just have to use the two things which is in your control. What are they? Brother at the back here, with white turban, sorry. What's your name? Usman? Yeah, mashallah. What are the two things in your control?
Imagination or confidence.
Okay. Number one is what? Just to think. Yeah, people find word thought is quite complicated as well for some reason. Think. You just think it. That's all you have to do. Think what we're describing. That's all you have to do. And number two is slightly higher, is to imagine things. Everyone I believe can do so. Not unless you've lost your capacity to think. You become mental. And maybe you can imagine even better things as well. The problem is you have to take tablets to calm it down as well. So you can't think and you can't imagine. So these two you should utilize to your advantage. And then the spiritual journey, the spiritual experience happens thereafter. So inshallah, I think we're going to finish for iftari. I think Uncle Iqbal is really hungry as well. So give him that time. And if you have any question, we can ask. But after Salah, what we want to do is, inshallah, is when we get opportunity to do the spiritual Salah with our teacher or with the ustaz, then we're going to practice this latifa practices. We'll give you instructions what to do again. Then we'll stand up, do the transfer, and then you really flow in the Salah. For example, in the first rak'ah, you see yourself in old Masjid Nabawi, then go to ruku, sujood, come back up. Then second rak'ah, you're in Kaaba Sharif, and so on and so forth, inshallah. Okay, jazakallah for your time, inshallah. So, alhamdulillah,